So I've had people ask me, when is the best time to harvest a scape? And just for review, this pigtail curled part of the plant is the scape. This is a hardneck garlic variety trying to reproduce itself by forming a flowering structure. So there will be a flower coming out of basically this part, and also bulbils, which are asexual clones of the mother plant. So anyway, the correct way to harvest one of these is to wait, ideally, when it's at a full curl like this, when it's completed a circle, and a 1/2 inch to an inch above the final leaf joint is where you want to snap it. If you're doing it at the correct time, it'll snap pretty easy. It's kind of like asparagus, if you ever grew asparagus. If it's not easy to snap, it's probably the wrong time. It'll be difficult to snap if you go early, and it will be difficult to snap if you go late. This is too early right now. It's hasn't finished its curl. Sometimes if you're only able to get into your garden once a week, or if you're a farmer who's stressed with other things going on, sometimes you're forced to harvest early because it'll be, in even worse shape and past due 7 days from now. So I might just go ahead and harvest that if I don't think I'm going to be able to be back here in time. So you see, that's another ready one. Trying to see if there's any past due. I've kept up pretty good on this section of the field, so I don't have examples of past due ones, but we've got a bunch ready now. It's 8 p.m., so I don't want to do it right now because I've learned through experience that this wound right here that we've just made, we want it to heal as fast as possible, and the way that happens is dry or windy conditions in the daytime. I learned a valuable lesson once a couple seasons ago, because I was farming garlic part-time. I would do it on the nights and the weekends. So one night right before sundown, I harvested tons of scapes, and I woke up the next morning and found that the wounds were still open and the plant was pumping water like a well. So we were wasting groundwater, we were wasting nutrients, which is the exact opposite of what we want to do by harvesting the scapes. So anyway, try to do it in sunny weather, try to do it in windy weather, at the beginning of the day, middle of the day. Try to avoid doing it real late. That'll just help the wound heal quickly, and then the garlic will send all of its efforts down to bulbing up. I think that was all I wanted to speak about at the moment for scapes. Yep, the correct height. Oh, one quick thing I wanted to say was that in Ted Jordan Meredith's book on growing garlic, they quoted research that said bulb yield is reduced by 17% for each leaf damaged or destroyed. These are like the solar panels for the plant. Every one of these is a production powerhouse for sending energy down to the bulb. So when you're in doubt and wondering how to harvest scapes correctly, remember, you never want to damage this top leaf. That's why you're just safely going anywhere from a 1/2 inch to an inch above it. Now, to answer a question that somebody might ask is, why not play it safe and harvest super high? Let's go to a plant like this. Is there any reason to just break a scape up real high like this? And the answer is, you do not want to do this for a very simple reason. Somewhere within this scape are the cells that when the plant, it's kind of like a ghost limb. When the plant loses the scape at a certain point, it knows the scape is dead and focuses reproductive efforts on the bulb. If you harvest it too high, it doesn't get that signal that it lost its limb, that it lost a part of its body. So instead, it'll continue to put growth efforts towards elongating this scape. Even though it's lost the flowering structure in the head, it'll still waste resources on extending that stem out like that. And you have the double whammy, because you're not actually getting bulbils, you're not able to see the flowering structure, and you're also reducing your own bulb yield. So that's why we make sure to harvest like a 1/2 inch to an inch above. So I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of that. Now the plant's going to get the signal to focus on its bulbs, and yeah, that'll be better results when you do that. 1/2 inch to an inch above the final leaf joint. Anyways, so that is truly it for my little lesson on scapes. Hope it's informative. Take care.